Hi everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gears season season 3, episode 52. Hello. With me, Sid. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, we're back in the pottery, and last episode we were making a whole load of dies. Now I have made all of the dies except for malachite, because that's not a die, that's going to be a thing, and pink, because I still haven't got any cranberries. It is, however, now March. I'm in the process of also making some flower pots. I'm going to make some out of fire clay, I'm going to make some out of dark clay. I'm not sure whether there's any real difference. What I have done out here is, and we're not getting anywhere with these at the moment because they're things, that I have planted what cranberry bushes I've got out here, so I can at least get cranberries locally, sourced locally for local people. But yeah, I want to actually start putting a little bit of this stuff into practice. So we're going to start off with a bit of glazing. We're going to go with probably I'm going to try and make a salt glaze. We're going to try and make a copper glaze, and I already have a purple glaze, so that will give me a whole load of things. Now I should be able to, if I just check my flower pots, and I go and I want I'm going to come down to where we get these. So you got like pale copper glaze things. So that is made by cooking and smelting a raw copper glaze flower pot. That is made by drying a damp copper glaze flower pot, and that is a bottom waxed flower pot fire clay. So yeah, we're going to get something out of this. But what I get that you might look at this and go, good grief, there's an awful lot of effort for a coloured pot. And you'd be right, it is. This is a rabbit hole. We've already gone down the dye rabbit hole for the dyed clays, and we will be playing around with those to make some coloured things. However, right now we just need to make a thing. I've got a small cat scratching at the door, and he doesn't want to go out, because I know I've just offered him the opportunity to go out, and he just looks at you as if to say, no, I don't want to go out, I'm fine. And then when you close the door, he's like, let me out. Cats, anybody of you out there who own cats will know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, won't. So yeah, I think the idea is we're going to start making up batches of some pottery, and then I'm also going to use one of the market stalls up at Spawn to sell said pottery. I don't know what price. There is an issue here, and this is that this process is actually very, very time consuming. And consequently, historically, most people would have had wooden or pewter tableware. Pottery tableware would have been quite rare, and certainly glazed tableware, finished tableware would have been quite rare, because it's a long drawn out process. You have to get the clay, you then make the pots, you fire the pots, you then glaze the pots. But of course, before you can glaze the pots, you have to make the glaze, and that in itself would have been major league, especially in a period when chemistry was so less understood than it is now. and you would have been an alchemist, not a chemist, if you understood a lot of this stuff. And yeah, hence why salt glazing, for example, exists. Now, it's interesting because salt glazing in this is just a type of glaze. Salt glazing, in my experience, is, and I've only ever done it the once, it's actually rare to find anywhere that does it, because it wrecks the kiln. And what you would do is you get your pots and you fire them up to temperature in the kiln, and then you open the observation hatch in the front of the kiln, and you blow by a means of a pipe or blower a quantity of crystallized salt, just straight salt, and you blow it into the kiln. Now the salt in 1200 degree temperatures instantly vaporizes and coats everything in the kiln, absolutely coats the whole lot. As you cool it down, it crystallizes out and forms a glaze. Now the problem is it's imprecise, so it coats everything. That means it coats all the fire bricks, it coats the interior of the kiln, the shelves, the door, the little ceramic refractory risers that you'd use to keep your pot off of the shelf. Everything gets glazed. So you can only really do it in a kiln that you are planning to decommission and strip out. Basically, it's the bricks have come to the end of its operational life, and you have to strip those bricks out and to redo the kiln. So you can get away with doing salt glaze a couple of times in there before you destroy it. Or you have a kiln which is purely dedicated to salt glazing. And most people don't have the time or resource or space to have just a dedicated salt glazing kiln. So yeah, not a common practice in my experience, although the crystalline patterns you can get in the glaze and the effect is quite stunning. So absolutely really worthwhile, and especially given that it's an entirely random effect, so you really don't know what you're going to get until you open that door, and you could have a masterpiece, or you could have just a pile of rubbish. So yeah, interesting. It's an interesting process. Now I really do need to get rid of a little bit of this. Hang on, there we go. There's our first four. So I'm going to get these done. We're going to pop them into the kiln and we're going to get those fired. And what I've been doing down here is I have made the fireplace, so that's in, and I've put in all of the colours we've got and brought the clays up. I need to put a shelf above all of those. That's going to have a chest on it, and then on the chest we're going to have another barrel which will be the glazes when we have them. But first things first, we might as well get this lot firing, because otherwise we are going to be waiting on stuff, and having things running in parallel is the secret. It's the name of the game. Have something happening while something else is happening. That's how you get stuff done. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so the first thing we need to do to make salt glaze is get some barrels full of water, and the pots are cooking, so they're doing their little bit. And right, that should be that. Now if I go in here and have a look at salt glaze, and we just take salt glaze light, doesn't really matter. We're going to take a stuffed salt glaze pot. That's a thing. We need a raw one of those. We're going to dry one of those out. We need salt glaze, and for that we need brine. So brine is, for every 2 litres we have 1 salt, so 25 salt in each. Which is going to be easier said than done, isn't it? Well, I suppose not really. Let me just go and do that and that, and stick that in there, and there's our brine. Okay, and there's our next piece, there's our brine. So we've got brine. We'll turn it to 10 salt crystals, damp after 10 days of sealing. I don't know why I would like that, but that's fine. So back to salt glaze. Doesn't really matter, we'll just use any of these to get us to salt glaze. Is so 50 more basically. Right, let me do that. Plus 2. So that's your salt glaze. No sealing or mucking around with this one. And that's also salt glaze. Lovely. However, I don't want all of these to be just purely salt glaze. I want some of them to be copper salt glaze. So again, we'll just jump around in here. What I would like to do is go and make you. So for every 2, I need 25 thingied copper, which I suspect is up here. I'm also making some strong tannin, that's the brown dye, so that's in the process there, but I need 25 to make the copper one. Lovely. So that's 2 of the basic dyes, glazes, and obviously this must seem fairly straightforward because that was really quick. Let me go and show you this one. So this is purple glazing. If I can, let me do purple. Okay, let's do Frit then. Frit Mix Purple. So Frit Mix Purple is made with lime, litharge, ultramarine, powdered quartz times 2, and lead oxide. Or alternatively, you can do it with lime, powdered hematite, powdered nickel, same quartz, powdered borax. Or you can do it with lime, powdered nickel, powdered rhodochrosite things, and powdered fluorite. And these can be mixed. You can do litharge, you can do vermilion, and you got the things. That gets you the powder. Now that stuff, you have to heat it, and you heat it to get baked for it. Now this is one of those where you have to do the thing where you heat it up and then you take the whole stack out and then you put them in one at a time, otherwise they would completely recool because, you know, broken mechanic. Once you've got that, you can then mix it with clear glazing base 1:1 to make the glaze. But what's clear glazing base, I hear you ask? Well, that's clay slurry plus powdered quartz, and clay slurry is water plus clay. That's all necessary to get to this point. If you want to use these, you also need, because we've got our clay slurry, that's dilute siderite, this is our brown clay, and again that has, you know, considerable effort to make them. So glaze is really not easy, and this is where I think one of my dilemmas is going to be, is how much am I going to charge for these things? Anyway, let us grab our salt glaze, and we shall take this over to the thing. I'm going to start bringing all of the glazing stuff over. This still none the better because it's still too cold, I think. We need that weather to pick up. Right, let me put down the salt glaze there for now. Then I'll go and get the copper glaze, and then I'll get the purple glaze and the brown glaze and yada yada, all the good stuff. So, copper glaze. And I'm using the fly for this because it's just painful carrying these things around otherwise. But, yeah, this will be interesting. We're also going to need a chest, we're going to need some wax, all sorts of good stuff. And you have got 6.7 hours left to burn. Right, well, I'm going to carry on moving stuff around and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, the thing has just finished. So let's try. Just don't break it in there, it doesn't really matter. There's a whole load of flower pots, and we didn't lose any of the mud bricks, which is always nice. Right, so we've got 32 flower pots. So I want to do, well, for starters, I'd like to do them all. I don't know whether you can do top dipped up and bottom dipped actually. Can you do top dipped? No, just bottom dipped. So we're going to wax the bottoms of all of these, or at least, let's do them all. Sorry, let's roll out the barrel on this one. Now I would like to then, not over here, I would like to then go, and these we need to dip them, so 1 plus 6. Okay, 1 plus 6, and similarly I think we can do the same with the thing. So if I go 6 litres per, so 5 is 30, 36, 42, 48, so we can do 8 after 2 hours of sealing. And then we're going to do those. Now, I've also got 44 litres of this. Now this is not enough to do 8 because he's going to, I don't even know whether I can do those ones. I'm going to have to do some more salt glaze, I think, for those, because the bottom dipped stuff doesn't work that way. So that's going to do its bit. If in the meantime, we'll leave. Well, they're going to need firing again anyway, aren't they? So let's go and make some more salt and copper glaze. Luckily, I've got the salt to do this. Otherwise, we'd be in a little bit of trouble. Hello. Let me just. Whoa! Slow down. Yeah, that could have been bad. So same again, make these up, and we'll do the other half as copper and salt, and then we'll take what's left and mix them up. So it doesn't really go a long way, you know. And I'm going to be again brutally honest with you. That's not how glaze works. If you took a flower pot, which was let's say it's a 6-inch diameter flower pot by 8 inches tall, and you wax the bottom half of it, and you then dip the flower pot in the glaze, and you don't leave it to soak for 2 hours. You would dip it in. There's kind of a technique where, and I'm kind of gesticulating here and it's not working, you'd kind of hold it and you would dip the glaze in, you pull it out, and it would get a thin coating of glaze on the bits that weren't waxed, which you would then place off to one side and allow to dry. Now that is not litres, that's millilitres per usage. So yeah, I kind of feel that they've overestimated shall we say. The amount of glaze needed to glaze a pot considerably overestimated it, and then we need 50, 32, 48, 50. I don't need to pop those back. Get another batch, and that's going to be 50, and then we need 25 of the copper, and we're good. So yeah, we'll get that done, we'll get those dry, and then I'll be back in a mo. Alright, we've got the pots, and this is the next step. Now we have to let them dry. Now I'm letting these ones dry in my inventory, and this is the first one out of the thing. I was curious because these have a 0.25 drying rate in the container, which when it comes to decay of things is a positive because they decay slower, but unfortunately when it comes to drying pots out it's a negative because it slows them down. So these are in my inventory. They're going to sit there drying out quite happily until they're dry, at which point we can put them back in the kiln. Yeah, we have to do that all over again, another 12 hours. However, there is something else we do need to be building while we're at this, and there is I think it's, might not be a till, it might be, let me have a look at register, there we go, a shop register. So I need to make a shop register with some plates, doesn't have to be bismuth, a wooden chest and some boards. I think we can do it with, that's, okay, does it have to be bismuth? I didn't think it had to be bismuth. Bismuth bronze we can do, black bronze we can do, brass plates we can do, or copper plate. Let's do a copper one, because again it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to have any significant things, but let's go and get a couple of copper plates sorted, and then we can make the cash register necessary to sell things in the shops. So first things first, we're going to need some copper. Dum 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 do 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 do. Around we go, down we go, and or we just grab some that I prepared earlier. Forgot I'd done that. So we got that. We need a chesticle. We may have one very pre-made. If we don't, which we don't, I will need to go and grab myself some plankage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just double check this. H register and 6. Yeah, okay. Right, and if I put that down and throw this together, we can make ourselves a chesticle. We can pop that in there, and then we can do that. Lovely. And then we need the other thing. Is Vin economy. What do I want? Do I want a shop mat? I mean that, or do I go with a shop crate? I'm tempted to go with a shop crate, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and I think it was 7 off the top of my head. And again, we will pop you down, stick one of them in there, grab some of that. It's either 5 or 7. It was 5. Lovely, which means I can pop those back, grab you, pick you up, and we are now ready to have a shop, or a shop. So the only thing that remains is to get these to dry out. It's 15% dry now, so I'm going to pot around and do some stuff while this is in my inventory. And yeah, still a while to go, and then we can get that sorted out and underway. But his question is, of course, what stuff's to do, what to keep myself busy with. So I'll do that and I'll be back in a bit. Just a quick update. I've been occupying myself while these are drying. I'm at 72% on that one, 68, 70, 74. So we're getting there steadily. It's taking a while. But I've been occupying myself around spawn with rabbit control. I've got a stack of meat. I'm not butchering everyone because it's just things. But this area here, and I had to dig a pit to get this was absolutely just full of rabbits. They are getting over the fence, and once they're in, they start breeding, and once they're breeding, you end up with a vast number of rabbits. Rabbits are, hares, I suppose, if I'm going to be thinking, I'm going to do this as well. So I need 3 pieces of slate rock. Yeah, once they're in, they are a problem. Because on the server they just they breed and you end up with lag in the area, which is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. So, but I need to do something with this lot. Now, our chickens have been murdered again. How are these doing? 4.4. Some good preserved. Oh, some rotten meat there. I don't think I've got enough salt over here to do anything. I think I might just cook this meat up. Let me eat this and also clear some inventory spaces. So yeah, I'm just passing time really at the moment, trying to get this thing. Now I think when I'm not recording, what I will just do is I will put these down somewhere to dry and just forget about them, because it's not critical that they are, but whilst I'm recording my progress, it is somewhat more critical. So yeah, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations, because I want to I want to record my work here, but I also want this to happen reasonably quickly. That's those. Let me just get rid of that flax. Yeah, so I think one of the things Vintage Story could do with is some way of controlling the rabbit population, whether it be a trap or something. I mean, we could put a scarecrow. Have we got scarecrows in this one? We don't. Okay, I've got that in my single player world. And that would keep them away, but it doesn't alter the fact that they would still be populating the area. Now, well, that is a problem for tomorrow, but right now I need to come up with a solution for today. Or flax, I think we've got flax up there. Yep. So, which is what to do with all of this lot. I haven't really got the inventory space to be cooking lots of pies, and there's quite a few pies already down there. What else could I do with it? Let me have a look. Anyway, yeah, so that's it at the moment. We'll be back in a bit. Alright, these are ready to fire, but we're going to fire them up here in Spawn Town. But I've just been working on this while I've been things. So we had chicken aside again the other day, so I've taken out the chisel blocks because I'm not convinced that something can't reach through those. This I can't do anything about because of the way that is interacting, that beam. But I've taken these beams out. I may re-chisel just some wood into those corners. That's a possibility. Maybe I should have just chiseled them in the first place. But yeah, all the chickens got killed again, and there was no fox or anything inside, so I've taken out all of the dirt. I don't think that was the issue, but it was enough of now these are all high tier because obviously we've bred them in our breedery. Oh, you got out, damn you. Simple enough to fix that though. Where did you go, Chuck? There you go. And I'm going to put six in and chuck in some food and the rooster, and let's see how we go this time around. There's really not much more we can do. These cages are proving invaluable though, because without those we would have been without anything. But these allow us to store the chucks. Oh, please, can you just move, Chuck? Chuck, come on. That's the wrong one anyway. Right, Mr. Rooster, you should be okay. You're there. Let's. I have got some flax on me, so we can do that. And then the thing that remains is probably to grab a little bit more. Oh dear, this is not working out well. Let me stick you away. Get that out of the way. Pick you up. Get a little bit more flax, and then I might do another breed in the actual chicken breeder over at the other side of the Spawn Town. But yeah, this is. I think the spawn area is, for want of a better word, it's a little bit neglected now. I think we don't give it as much love because we've all gone off to our separate projects and moved away. And I have got a few plans of things I'd like to do here. Not least of which is to get that shop running. So let's get these things fired first, and then I can worry about the chickens and wait for that. There, because I'd like to build a bar. I mean, there's plenty of alcohol, so that's the thing you've got, you know. Right, so we're going to take these. Poop, 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 and poop. And those doesn't really matter because they're all going to come out in a random order anyway. And this will be our first recorded pottery. Once it's finished. Boop. And boop boop. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Right. I'm off to sort some chickens out while we wait for that. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright, and with that brief interlude, it was briefer for you than me, we should have... I'm going to grab some flowers ready as well, so let's come and get this out. Let's have a look at the wonders of my work. Ooh. Right, so I'm going to stay on. This is my shop. I have placed my shop register down. I've called it Pottery Barn because why not? And this is the crate that is going to sell these things for now. And we are going to put in. Right now, here's the question. Well, let me stick one of those down, and let me stick one of those down. So those are the two different options available, and we shall dress them up nicely. Look, there you go. Oh, that's a bit big for that one. Can you not? Wow, did not know. So you have to break it to get it out. Oh, that's interesting. Pardon me. Let's try you in there then. Oh, that's much more sensible sized. So, how do you actually use this? And I'm wondering what price do we think is fair for these? Now, Punk is charging 50 for a steel pickaxe, and while steel is a pain, these are probably worse, but I'm not going to charge 50 because I would actually like to sell some. Let's go with 10. So I think what we have to do is we have to go to slot 1, and I would like to sell those, and I would like them to be 10 gears each. Okay, and then we go to slot 2, and I'm going to sell those, and I'd also like them to be 10 gears each. And then we can see in there we've got two little hoofers. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I have a sneaking suspicion I had a display mat somewhere down here, which was also a shop item, and therefore it may be something I can use. Might not. I might not still have it. I might have binned it. I might have just chucked it away. You know, these things are all possibilities. And it certainly looks like a distinct possibility. That's a pain. I don't know where I would have put it elsewhere. Poop. Okay, fine. Do it like that, shall we? So we're going to stick with a crate for now. I may change them over. In fact, let me just have a look. Vinconomy. You have the mat. You have the double mat. Okay, that's with white cloth. Obviously, I doubt there will be a plain cloth one. And then you have the single mat, and then you have the tool rack. But you need the coloured cloths for it. Nah, I'm not that worried. I'm not even sure that anybody's going to buy anything. But anyway, I will let the gears know that that the Pottery Barn has now got some stock. So we'll see how that goes. I may have a break from pottery next episode. I may go and do something else because we've been kind of obsessing on it a little bit. I have got the bee shed to do in the bee garden, so that's one thing. We also need, and I think we should probably do that sooner rather than later. I've also got the South Town builds, plural. I've got a couple of builds planned for down there. So yeah, let's take it as we go. In the meantime, I may make a few other pots and stuff just to stock this up, but for now, we have an actual shop, and I am going to. I can never remember which is if. There we go. Right. Let's well, let's see how that goes. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.